Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Mike, and I'm a technical product marketing manager at Forward Networks. Today, we have a few tricks and treats planned for the Demo Tuesday audience. We're going to see how the nightmare of an auditor asking for a posture assessment can bring havoc to your day, but don't fret. When using Forward's mathematically accurate digital twin, getting this data is extremely easy. What once took weeks or months, if you were lucky, we can now put it together in a matter of minutes. If you've ever been a part of an audit, I have unfortunately been a part of an audit, and I've also done an audit. Some people would say that I'm a glutton for punishment because I've not only done it on the enterprise side, but I've also been in a Big Four consulting agency and have audited security posture of an organization. So we'll see what we can do. So let's jump right into Forward App and see what we can find. Whoa, that was freaky. It actually messed my camera up. All right, let's fix that. Let's jump into the app and let's see what we can figure out. So we're being audited on several parts of our network today. We're being audited for our backup e-com environment, for our cloud environment, and for our production e-commerce environment. We're going to look at this in three different ways. So posture assessments can be made either by on-prem devices, and what we mean by on-prem is a combination of VRFs, devices, and subnets. Cloud, so that can be a combination of cloud subnets and security zones. And finally, security zones, which are zones configured on a firewall. We can do that either way. You can mix and match. So let's jump right in. So the first one we're going to look at, we already have defined, and it's our cloud posture. So we're looking at what our cloud subnets could access inside of AWS. So as we can see, we have kind of a good posture map set up here, right? So sales can't get to any of the production stuff. Marketing can't get to any of the production stuff, but there's partial connectivity between organizations like sales and marketing. And if you wanted to see exactly what this partial connectivity is, you can hover over what you want. So we're looking from SSH access to prod web. And if we click into it, we'll actually show you connectivity details of it. And if you click the magnifying glass to look at a sample path, we'll actually lay out exactly what the sample path looks like and show you all the hops that the packet is going to take, and you can scrutinize it along the way if you had so chose to. So let's back up and let's create a new posture assessment, and let's see how much trouble this organization is going to be in. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to do a security zone assessment on the backup e-commerce infrastructure, which is located in San Jose, California. So we're going to click Add New Matrix. We're going to give it a name. So we're going to call it Backup E-commerce SJC. And we want to add resource pools. So we want to add a security zone. We want to select our firewall in San Jose. And we're going to go from dev zone, ecom to prod, ecom to QA, and internet in. What are the odds that this is going to be more of a treat for the auditors than a trick for the customer? Let's see what happens. And then we click add, and we see our posture map is laid out. So if we're going through this, we can see that they have some really restrictive policies to where if we were to fail over, nobody from the internet can get into the front door of the e-commerce instances. So this would be something that thankfully we can now see it, plot it out, and we can go back and remediate if necessary. We can also go back in time depending on snapshot, and we can see if it's changed over time. So you can kind of see how your posture has changed over time for the good or for the bad, and then you can go in and see via our diffs feature, exactly what has changed between posture assessment if there was a change. So let's jump back to the newest one, go back into, and then we can actually take this data and export it into CSV format. Or what you can do, and what could suffice, is you can come in here and you can actually just snap a screenshot. So you could snap a screenshot to have the color coding. So red is completely blocked, green is wide open, yellow is partial. You may see a gray X. That just means that there's no route from the source to the destination, and that'll show up in the export as well. All right. The next thing the auditor wants us to take a look at is the production e-commerce environment, but we're not looking at it from a firewall zone point of view. We're looking at it from a VRF segmentation view. And to do that, we're going to add new matrix. We're going to create one called prod ecom. And then our resource pools. So for every VRF, we're going to create a on-prem resource pool. So our first one is on-prem. We're going to name it prod ecom Atlanta. Then we're going to pick our VRF. In this case, it's ecom1 prod. The devices, we're going to look at any device. And then the subnets we want to include as a part of this zone are going to be these guys. All right, we're going to confirm our resource pool. We're going to add another one, another on-prem, and we're going to do ATL ecom QA. We want ecom1 QA. We want all the devices again. And we want these two subnets. And then finally, we want to add our corporate environment. So we want to make sure that there's at least partial connectivity between corporate and at least ecom QA, maybe not the production. So let's see what we're going to come up with. So ATL Corp, this one is Corp Prod 1 on any device. And we're going to run through, grab some more subnets. All right. So these are the resource pools that we want. They're on-prem resource pools. We're going to click Add. And oof, this would be a bad day for anyone if an auditor saw this.